Hello, welcome back once again. Today is another day and I'm bringing you the second part of my quiz app. Yes. So today what we are going to do is to add VBA to the forms that we created, the tables and the forms we created. But before then, I added only 3 questions. I'm going to add 2 more so that it will be 5 and we will see how it will work. So I'll open the questions. You see now when I open the questions, it is showing the first question, which we don't want it to be that way. So this one, just go to the design view, then you come to data, then data entry, double click to change it from no to yes. All right, so now let's close it. Then we open it again. All right, now we have a blank form. So the next question we are going to add is on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you willing to recommend this channel to someone? So here say 2, 4, 6, and here is going to be what, 10. So the correct answer is definitely going to be 10. So like I said in the first video, we are not going to write the value, but rather the number. So option 1 is number 1, option 2 number 2, option 3 number 3, option 4 number 4. So here is going to be 4. Save it. Then we add the last one. Let me see. Okay, so what topic would you, which of these topics would you want do with me channel to make video on? So this one is going to be pharmacy management system, hospital management system. We have school-based assessment. Then the last one is going to be church management system. All right. So the answer on this one is going to be 3. Let me save it. Then I close it. Now that we are done with the questions, when we open the question, we have 5 questions in general. Okay, so we come to the quiz form. Now let's go to the design view. We are now going to add the code behind the magic. So right click, go to the design view. Then the first code we are going to add is to add when the form load, what do we expect? So we go to event, then we come to unload. When the form load, what are we expecting? Double click here, then you click on the 3 dots. But before we add the form load code, let's add some variable at the top here. We want to add some variable at the top here. So the first variable is going to be the current question. That's current question ID as integer, then the score as integer, then the last variable we are declaring is them total questions. The total questions as what? Integer. All right. So these are the variables that we are declaring for a start. So now when the form loads, we want to initialize the variables. The current question ID, that's the question on which we are. We want the question to start from the first question. Yes, exactly. We want the current question to be the first question. So we will set the current. We are now assigning values to the variable. So the current question ID, we want to assign it to the first question. That's question 1. Then the score to, since nothing has been done, it should be 0. Then the total questions to that one, we have to get the total questions from the questions table. So that one is going to be the count. We want to count the total questions in the questions table. So this one is going to be question ID. So we want the question ID from where? That's questions. All right. Now that's it. But one thing is, when the total question, let me see total questions. There should be S here. All right. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to write another subroutine, and that one is going to cater for the loading of questions when we open the form for the first time. Because when we look at the example, the one I showed you in the first video, let's see how it is. So like this one, when you open the form, you can see that when you open, the first question is what showing. That's the first question, and it will start counting. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Now then the second question, looking at the question 1 of 2 of 10. So when you open, the question should load automatically, and that's the subroutine I'm going to write code. That's the subroutine I'm going to add to our code. So let's close this one. Then we come back to our code. So here we will give it a name. The name should be load private sub. That the sub is what? The short form of subroutine. Sub load question. Oh, there's an error. The private, it should be P. There shouldn't be A here. So here, all right. Now I'm going to add the code. The first thing we have to do is to reset the option group we created. When we come to here, the option group, there is an option. Because it is not clear, let me go to format so that you see it clearly. Come to outline, let me make it black so it's not visible. Let's go. Then the shape, come to line thickness, let me make it like this. Yes, for the All right, so there is the option group. Good. And looking at, when we select that one, the name is what GRP options. And we have to make sure nothing is selected. In that case, we just make it me.grp options dot value is equal to null. All right, so this one ensures that nothing was selected. Then the next step is that we have to make sure the time, the LBL timer, that one, to let me make sure this one's, let me, the thickness, let's make them big, like, so that they will be visible. So this one is the LBL questions, and this one is LBL timer. Then this one, to let me also make it visible. When we are done, we'll deal with them, so don't worry. Okay, so the LBL timer should be this one. What should be the, like, the maximum time? How do you want to time your each question? Yes, so this one, it depends on you how you want it to be. So let's go back to our code. How do you want to time your question? And that was going to be the initial time. So here, me.lbl timer, and we are .caption. .caption is equal to, let's make it 10. You can make it 15. You can make it 20, depending on the level of your students, how fast or how slow they are. Then you have to also make the me.time interval. That's the seconds. How many seconds do you want it to be? And normally the time is what? 1000. So this one is equal to 1000. If you watch the first one, the first video on how to create examination app in Access, this one you'll be familiar with it, because the same thing. That's what I've been telling you. The more you practice, the more you're able to be familiar and used to the keywords and the code. Good. So now that you've been able to set the timer, the option GPR option group, the next one is to the progress bar. The progress bar too, we have to make sure we give it, so me.progress LBL progress. So that progress dot caption. You see, because that those with LBL, because they are labels, yes, because they are labels, that's why you have to make sure you add dot caption to it. If not, it will not work, unlike text boxes. All right, so dot caption is equal to, so this one is equal to, we want to add a question. So the question, and please let's take note, like here you see that I've given a space here. If you don't give a space, it will be together. To be together, so give a space before you add this one, we call it concatenation, before you concatenate. So this one to current question ID, then the off to, you have to make sure there's a space, then another space, then total questions. All right, so this one will make sure, so like what would it will be like, the progress will be questions, then the current question ID on which you are, the current question on which you are out of the total questions. All right, so that is it. Then the next one, we have to declare a variable to cater for the options, the answers that we added, the options that we added. So here you have to declare them rs as DAO dot record set. So set rs is equal to current db dot open record set. So what are we selecting? That one we have to get everything from the questions. So select star. The star means everything from the questions table where question ID, so where the question ID is equal to the current question, yes, because we have to make sure that the options that we give to a question goes with the question itself. So the option that we get should be in line with the current question ID that if we are on. So current question ID. All right. So now let's give some conditions. So if not rs.uof, then me.lbl questions dot caption is equal to rs question what? Text. All right. So remember, when in the question table we have question text. So this one, in the question table we have question text. That's where we entered our questions. All right. So now let's go back to our code. Then me.lbl opt1 dot caption is equal to rs option 1. main.lbl opt2 dot caption is equal to rs option 2. main.lbl opt3 dot caption is equal to rs option 3. Then main.lbl opt4 dot caption is equal to rs opt4. All right. So then we have to end the if. Then rs dot what close set rs is equal to nothing. That is it. So this is what, when the form loads or when we open the quiz form, this is what we want it to do. And in that case, you see this one is a separate function or a separate subroutine that we have added. And in that, for it to work, we have to call it when the form loads. So we are not going to write the same thing on form load, because to make our code some way. In that case, we are just going to call it. So to call it, we just copy the function or the subroutine, the name of the subroutine, then we just paste it here. You just add a call, or just for better store, you can just do away with this one, and that is it. There are two options when this one comes. So now let's check no error. there are two options. The first one, when I added the open and closing parenthesis, it gives error. So in order to, if you want this way, just add a call. Just add a call at the before the subroutine name, and you see it is working. So either you do it this way, and you just write the name without adding the call to it. Each of them will work. So when we check for error, no error is showing. All right, so that is it. So now we are done with the form load, and we are done with the load question subroutine. What we are going to add is to save at the end of the test. We have to save the scores and the name to the scores table. All right, so that one we are going to declare another subroutine, and that's going to be the save score subroutine. So now we'll just private sub save score. Then the first thing we are going to do is declare a variable, so that will save the student score to the scores table. So dim rs as dao dot record set rs is equal to, in this one the same thing, is equal to current db dot open record set. And what record set are we dealing with? That one is the scores table. This one we have to put them in quotation. Now we have to add this one. So now rs dot add new, then rs is student name is equal to, this one we are going to use input box. The input box will ask us to enter, or ask the students to enter their name. So the moment they will enter, and automatically it will update. So input box, then enter your name, command, then the title. You can give a title. Let's say my quiz app. All right, so rs score is equal to, remember we've already declared a variable called scores. A score, is it scores or score? Okay, score, yes, it's here. So it's score. So rs score is equal to score. Okay, then rs quiz date is equal to, so rs quiz date is equal to date. Yes, that is date, current date. Then rs dot update. All right, so now rs dot close and set rs is equal to nothing. See, this one just like what you've been doing repeatedly. So the moment you just pay attention and with continuous practice, that's all, everything will stick. We are done with the save score. Let's check for error. Alt plus D, it didn't give us any error. The next item we are going to add is to add the submit button. you have to add the submit button. So from there you just work on the timer and we are done. So now let's close this one, save it, then we close this one. So now we come to the submit button. You double click on click, then you click on the three dots here. Here comes the submit button. So here we are going to declare a variable. The normal variable we have been declaring will be as record set rs is equal to current db dot open record set. Then we have to select everything from questions table, where question ID is equal to current question ID. Okay. I have to close the parenthesis. Okay. If not rs.eo, then this one we have to get the selected answer from the option group. Yes, so we have to declare another variable. This one is going to be dim selected answer as integer. Selected answer is equal to nz me dot grp group options dot value. All right, so here what it means is that you have to get the selected answer, and the selected answer is that like the option value, like grp, the value is select. That's what that is the selected answer. Yes, the option that we select is the selected answer. So that's what it's saying is the grp options dot value. The value is select. That will be our selected answer. So that's the value for the selected answer variable. I hope you are getting me. If you don't get me, comment it and I'll try my best to explain it further for you. All right, so now let's add the conditions. So if selected answer is equal to rs correct answer, then score is equal to score plus 1. All right, else then correct answer text as string, then select. This one we are going to use another form or another method of comparing two or three or four different things together. Yes, this one maybe I have to get time and explain it further for you. So we are going to use the select case. So here select case rs correct answer Then here the case 1, the first case, case 1 is correct. Correct answer text is equal to RS, then option 1. Then we come to case 2. This one too is going to be correct answer text is equal to RS, option 2. Case 3, correct answer text RS, option 3. Case 4, that one too is going to be correct answer text is equal to RS, option 4. Then this one, just like the if statement, the same thing. This is another way of comparing different conditions or taking care of different conditions. So here you have to end the select statement. Then we have to end the if statement. Alright, so here rs dot close set rs is equal to what? Nothing. Alright, let me explain this one before we continue. So here the option was that if selected answer is equal to the correct answer in the answers in the questions table, because we have correct answer in the questions table. Let's go to the design view. Yes, we have correct answer. So the selected answer, if the selected answer is equal to the correct answer that we declared here, then the score should be score plus what? 1. This one, the score plus 1. If you've been following me right from day 1, when we are doing the exams app in Microsoft Access, we declare the variable to store the option, the answers or the marks. So if you've not watched, you can go back and watch that one, and we come and continue from here. So if the selected answer is equal to the correct answer, then the score is equal to score plus 1. Now, if that's not the case, then these are the options that we have. The code should track or to monitor the options that is available in the questions table. After the comparison, we have to move to the next question. So here we just say current question ID is equal to current question ID plus 1, because we have to add 1 to it to move to the next question. So if current question ID is greater than total questions, then so if the current question ID is greater than total question, what should we do? So me.time interval is equal to 0. So like the seconds, if it moves, then that the time moves. Right, the seconds becomes 0, then it means the time is no more moving. Okay, so like what this one means is that the current question ID, let's say like right now we have 5 questions. So the moment the current question ID becomes 6, then it means it's more than the total questions we have, and in that case the time stops. So when the time stops, what should we do? It has to display the final score. It has to what? Display the final score. So we get a message box. Quiz over. Your score is, then we have to get the score. Then out of, then we have to get the total questions. Then you have to add a title to it. You can add a title. You can just, this one is going to be my quiz app. Then we have to save. We have to remember we have declared. We've declared, or we added a subroutine, a save score code. We are going to call that one. Yes, so save score. As I explained, when we call the load questions, here we can just say add call to it. We can just write it just like that, and that is it. So the save score, that's here. This is what we are calling, and that is it. So we will call the save score to save it to the scores table. So after that, then we have to close the quiz form. So do cmd dot close, then do cmd. Okay, this one, since we don't have any main form, we can add a main form to it. Like, let's say if you have a main form or dashboard or a navigation form, you can open that one. So let me add it. Then we go and create, do cmd dot open form. We have main form. All right. But if the current question ID is not greater than the total questions, we have to call the, so else you have to call the load questions function. So load question, and this one we have to end the if. All right. But the alignment, this one should, the alignment, okay, so now I think that is it. So we are done with the submit button. The next one we are going to add is to add the form timer. The timer, we have to deal with the timer, and we are done. So now, but before we deal with the timer, let me add the main form to it. Let's go to create form design. So let me just add something. Then this one here is going to be, the color of this one is going to be our usual color. Yes, and here too. Okay. So I'll add a label. Just say great job. Let me format it a bit. So this one is going to be 72. Black. Okay, and I'm going to control S to save main form. Okay, I'll close it. So the next one, the last code we are going to add is the form timer. The form timer code, like the code to check for the timer. So here we will go to the unload, then we come to, let me close this one. We come to, let's come to the event, then we go to form timer, double click, then we click on the 3 dots, and here it is, it's down here. So the first condition, we have to add some condition. The first condition we have to add is to check if the quiz is still ongoing, and it's going to be if current question ID is less than or equal to total questions, then we have to decrease the timer by 1 second. So it's going to be if we have to add another if. So this one, condition in condition. Yes. So if me.lbl timer dot caption, so that if the caption is greater than 0, then me.lb dot caption is equal to me.lbl timer dot caption minus 1, because we have to subtract 1 from it, since the initial time we added 10 to it, so it should be subtracted by 1. If not, else, then if not, then we just say time is up. Yes, you have to tell the student that time is up. So me.time interval is equal to what? 0. Then if is null, me.option, me.grp options, yes, me.grp options dot value then you give a message to the student, like you tell the student time is up, you did not select an answer. But this one, maybe if you are using it for fun, for friends and that way, you can add the message box. But for schools, then that I don't think it is necessary, because the student should know better. In that case, I'm going to do away with this line, but in case you want it, you can add it to it. So else, so if the time interval is equal to 0, then we have to call the the code we added to the submit button. So that one, where, let's find it. This is the submit button, so you call it. I'll copy, then I'll just call it. So call, and I'll paste it here. All right, so now we have to end the if. And if, then we end the second if. All right, so that is it. That is less. There's a problem here. We have says and if, there's if here and if. So what if again? We have one if, second if. Yes, we have to add one if here. Okay, let's check for error again. No error. Let's save it. Then you close this one. All right, now let me do away with all these huge. Let's go to format, then come to border style. Let's make it transparent. This one too, the border style too, let's make them transparent. Save it, you close it. Now let's open it and see. So quiz form, good. Now the time is what? Running. Let's see whether it will move to the next question. And looking at the questions, there's a problem somewhere. Quiz is over. Your score is 0 out of 5. Instead of moving to the next question, it didn't move. All right, so let's click on OK, and it is asking. Let's cancel it. Great job. All right, but now let's go to the scores and see. Yes, we didn't add any name, so there's a problem somewhere which we have to rectify it. Let's close it. So we go to the quiz, right click, go to the design view, then you go to the unload, or this one you can just press Alt plus F11. It will send us to our code. Now let's go to our form timer and look at our code well. Now looking at the form timer code, I think everything is alright. Now let's go and let me save this one. Let's go back and check the submit button too. Let me close it. Now open the form. So here, how many videos have you watched so far from this channel? Let's say 24. We go to submit. Okay, then the problem may be from the submit button. Let's go to OK. Let me cancel it. Now let's go to the design view, but let me make some adjustment here. Format, then the font, let's make it 12. Then the color should be what? Black. Let's see. Okay, now it's okay. So I'll go to the design view, then the submit button. I'll right click, go to build event, then let's go to the code one after the other. Dem rs, select start from questions. Yes, as for here, I think everything is alright because the questions, no, the questions are showing alright. But let's see where question ID. Okay, now let's come to the conditions. So here the current question ID is equal to current question ID plus 1. If current question ID is greater than, okay, the total question, so I should be total. So here should be, the O shouldn't be here. All right, now I think that's where the problem was. So save it, then let's close it. Let's close this one too. Now let's open it. So let's see after the time finish count. Let's see whether it will submit it or it will give us the same another error. All right, now our code is working. Looking at it now, we have question 2 of what? 5. So how many friends and family have you shared this one? 170. Go to submit. Then as a new visitor to this channel, what will you do after finishing watching this tutorial? Now here, look at it. The answers are not showing. So let's go to the design view. Yes, because the options, look at how short they are. That's why not all the answers are showing. So here I right click, let's come to size widest, then you have to expand it so that it will be enough to accommodate the answers. Now let's see. How many videos have you watched so far from this channel? Let's say 24. Then this one you can click on submit, or when you allow it, it will move to the next question automatically. How many friends and families have you shared this channel to? More than that. But since this one, the limit, all right, now you can see that the questions are now, the options are now showing how it is. All right, so I'll subscribe, share, like, and share. Yes. Then looking at the down questions, question 4 or 5. Yes, the options are showing. So this is it. Our code is now working. Our code is now working. Now let's see whether at the end of the day it will allow us to enter our name, and our name and the score will be shown on the. All right, now it says quiz over. Your score is what? 3 out of 5. So out of the 5 questions, I was able to score 3. Let's go to OK. Then enter the name DoWithMe. Then when we click on OK, it says, yeah, I didn't save it. I should have saved it. Yes, I want to save it. Then great job. Let's close this one. Come to the scores table. Yes, the third attempt. There is it. So my name, the score, I scored 3, and the date on which I answered the quiz questions. So that is it. This one is as simple as it is. So please don't just be watching. Don't just be copying and pasting. The more you practice, the more you become familiar and used to the coding. So that is it. If you have any question, any suggestion, anything, you can put it at the comment section. But please, if you find this tutorial helpful, don't just watch and go. Don't just download and go. Please watch to the end, like, share, and subscribe. You can click on the notification bell so that anytime we upload new videos, you'll get it. All comments are welcome. So please, until we meet again, take care and bye-bye.